Warning, warning, warning. You're now tuned in to the #1 freestyle show in the world. It's the Monday Night Freestyle Classics. Your turn in to the Monday Night Classics with the boss of the business, DJ Frankie Cutlass.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another exciting motivational Mondays here at Hilco Homes. Hope you're having a great evening, and welcome to another important episode on how we're going to market your wholesale contract. And we got a lot of information to go over with you today, and I want you to make sure once you have the contract that you can market it, and that's the whole purpose of today's show. Get it sold quickly. So I'll lower the music a little bit, and thank everyone who's on here watching our show here live on Facebook. Just got back from a good weekend. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Kids are going back to school today, right? If you have children here in San Antonio, all my fellow workers here had children and they were going back to school. I am a bachelor. I have no children, so I didn't have to worry about that. Hence me being in the office here at 7 p.m. to do another motivational Monday. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me fine and you see me fine, can you please give me some likes? Thank you, senor. Who we got here? We got Albert, Amanda, Eric is watching, and I'm sure there'll be more coming and going as the show progresses. So let me lower the volume here, and let's just get into it right away, okay, guys? I know you're here to learn and to be taught the proper way of wholesaling the business. All right, and I am offering my experience, my 26 years of real estate experience. I'm offering my advice, free advice, to all my fellow real estate investors / wholesalers out there who want to get into this beautiful business of real estate. Remember, 90% of today's millionaires and billionaires all made their money through real estate, private property. And we live in the greatest country in the world where we could do that and become an overnight success and become very successful. And whatever that is to you, you can do it in this great country we call the United States of America. And don't let anyone tell you different. Now, let's just get on a recap here of what's going on, right? remember that we're in the business, well, for the most part, of wholesaling. So half the battle is getting the property contracted, correct? You want to get it contracted at the right price, all right, whatever that may be. Once you have the signatures and everything has been sent to title, while you're processing that work with title and opening up escrow, what you want to do is go ahead and start marketing the property. And the way you do that with today's technology and platforms out there, back in the days when I was doing real estate in the 90s, we used to market our properties with hard copy magazines and newspaper in the classified. So can you picture that? I mean, do you guys even know what classified looks like? So, I mean, if you picked up the San Antonio Express, San Antonio Express has an area there, is classified section, and that's where we would have to put our houses for sale, in the classified. So there was no internet back then. And so here we are. It's a whole different ball game today, and thank God for the internet and these major platforms where you could market your property. So a couple of things in mind. In order to do so, you have to have the basic information of the property you're contracting and you want to wholesale, right? And that would be the square footage of the interior of the home. How many bedrooms and bathrooms? What are the taxes of the property? What is the dimension of the lot? Okay. What is the classification of the lot? Is it a single family house? Is it a multi-family home? These are all different classifications of real estate. So all these things you gotta be able to put together in a format. And if you don't know where to start, just copy someone else's Facebook posting that's out there and use that as a format to start marketing your property. All right. So that's the first thing, right? Pictures. You need to have photographs of the property that you want to market, right? Most importantly, the front exterior. Okay, you want the front exterior, and you want inside pictures as well. But the front tells 1,000 words on what the investor is looking at. Some homes are not very pleasant to look at from the outside. They don't have that aesthetic look that a lot of investors want. Here in Texas, San Antonio, they like to go for the craftsman style home, right? With the pillars in the front, a couple of steps into the front open porch, and with the pitched roof, right? There's certain styles that today's investors prefer. So an exterior photograph will tell 1,000 words. So keep that in mind, all right? What we got here? Eric, we got Sally on here, we got Ian. What's up, Ian? Johnny, Carl, Bill, Katie. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. And so, where was I? So, you have a property, and if you don't have a big buyer's list, like here at Hook Home, we have a buyer's list in the thousands and thousands, right? And if you're starting out and you don't have that list, well, who are you going to sell the contract to, right? All right. So I can understand it's a dilemma. Of course, you can always reach out to us, and we'll be happy to JV to deal with you if you can't seem to find the right buyer after a week or so. Remember, the clock is ticking, right? You got usually 30 days, 45 days to get that deal done before the seller starts saying, okay, well, when are we closing? So, you can't sleep on this. Once you have a contract and it's executed and it's in open escrow with the title, you really need to, like my mother used to say, ponte las pilas. Ponte las pilas means put on your batteries. It means you better move your ass and start hustling to find an end buyer. Okay, else you lose your escrow deposit. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. So you've got the photographs, you got the description of the property, you've got your ARV, right? You've got your repair value, you've got what you're asking for the home in terms of your fee. All right, that's the asking price. We call it in our email blast, we call it cost price. You got all that documentation ready to put together into a post for Facebook. Facebook is what we're going to be using today in terms of the social platforms to sell your property. And it's worked very, very well for me. Before I moved to Hilco Homes, I contracted 2 properties off my own postcards that I hand deliver to a lot of homes in the area, and I put them up in social media, and I had them sold in a week, both properties. So it does work if you have the price right, which is another conversation to have, right, guys? You can have the most beautiful house and the greatest fix and flip or cash flow property, but if it's not priced right, then you got a problem. So audio is echoing. Okay, well, shit. Let's see if I can fix that. And audio input, audio output. Let me see if I do this. Boom. This is, by the way, a software called OBS, and OBS is the system that we use to put screen on screen. So thank you for letting me know that, Stephen Demock. If you continue to have a little echoing, please let me know. Let me maybe lower the volume here a little bit as well. All right. All right. Very good. Vanessa, thank you for tuning in. Michelle, German, Gary, Leslie, Eric, Joshua Zapata's in the house. Awesome. All right. So for those of you that just walked in, we're going to be going over the steps to market a property. Once you have a contract to wholesale, how do you get it sold? You know, it's always a question that I get asked. How do you get it sold? Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for that text message. Always my troubleshooter there. Now, if you have a lot of wholesalers, they seem to have one or two buyers that buy all the inventory. I'm not going to name any names, but hell, that's badass. If you can contract 95% of your properties and you have it ready sold to one buyer, that's awesome. You know, kudos to you. But unfortunately, the way the market is going now, we're seeing a lot more wholesalers enter the market, and we're seeing a lot of new product come into the market, and that's great. It's great for everybody. But if you're new and you don't really want to JV with another wholesaler because you want to try to keep your commission, your fee for yourself, because the fee is very small, because it's a very tight deal, I understand totally. I get you 100%. So why don't we go into how I do this here. I'm going to show you my Facebook page. All right, I'm sure everyone is on it because you wouldn't be here if you wouldn't be on my Facebook page. This is just this weekend's properties that I posted here, some personal stuff, and then I have a contract here the seller signed. This was before when he's looking at it, and this is after when he actually signed it. So I did a little post on that. Here's a property that I want to be focusing on tonight. This is a west side property that I contracted, and I'm looking to sell it. So everybody watching, if you know anyone that's looking for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom on the west side for $45,000, give me a text, private message me, and let me know. This just came on the market, and it's getting a lot of activity. And it's a nice cash flow home. It's a nice owner finance deal. It's a little bit short in terms of interior square footage, but hey, everything has a price. And if it was larger, I'll be asking for more money. So keep that in mind. This is the property here. As I mentioned to you earlier, you want to have the photographs of the house. Most important are the kitchen, the bathroom, and the exterior. That is what these investors look at. They want to see how much money is it going to cost to put in where the most expenses is. And the most expense, besides the mechanics of the building, okay, because this property does have a foundation issue and it does have a roof issue as well. Yes, I would agree to that. I have photographs of the home and it's vacant, but it does have some mechanical work that needs to be repaired. In terms of air conditioning, some of these neighborhoods don't really appeal to air conditioning because that's not the demographics of the neighborhood. So you'll see certain homes that have been rehabbed but don't have central air, and that's important for an investor as well because it's going to save them $6,000 to $8,000 in cost. So there are some neighborhoods where a window AC or a wall unit AC is good enough for the tenants. Hey Siobhan, thank you for watching. Greg, Edwin Morsa. Edwin Morsa knows about the property. I already texted him this weekend, Edwin. So thank you for tuning in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut and paste this, and we're going to start like it was a brand new contract. and I'll make believe like I'm doing this for the first time. Now, in order for you to be able to do this successfully, you had to have been already joined in at least 50 groups out there. You should be already a member of over 50 groups, and I went over that class about 2 or 3 weeks ago, if I recall. So if you don't remember it, go to my YouTube channel, okay? Look up Hernando RC right here, you see on the screen. Hernando RC, Hilco Homes Acquisitions Partner on YouTube. I put everything together into one library. There's over 60 videos, 60 videos for you to enjoy and watch and learn the process of this business. And one of them was, it's going to be under the how to get 5,000 friends within 6 months. Okay, part of the requirements here at Hilco Home with every acquisition partner is that within 3 to 6 months, every AP here should have at least the max 5,000 friends. That makes you a very popular guy. I don't know most of them friends, but in order to do that, you have to have 5,000 friends. And then from there, you need to start joining groups in the central, in your city. So you want to go city, state, and then national. And then you put in keywords like wholesale, fix and flip, cash flow, JV deals, buy, sell, even garage sale groups are very good to use. Don't just use real estate groups. Use the buy, sell, trade, and Craigslist and garage sale groups, because you'd be surprised. There are buyers in there and there are sellers in there in those groups. So once you have at least 50 groups get in there, then once you're a member of 50 groups, and let me show you my groups here. All right. Remember, this is on YouTube. You see my channel right there on the screen. All right. Let me show you the my groups that I have here. If you look to the left, here, see where my cursor is to the left? These are all the groups I'm part of. I mean, there's dozens and dozens and dozens of groups. But remember, start locally first, right? And then, well, there's a few that are not business related, like beautiful girls. That's just eye candy. But there's Dallas, there's Houston, there's San Antonio, there's Wholesale. Are you looking at to the left, guys? You see all the groups that I'm a part of? Okay. Bird Dog, Cash Buyer, Texas Real Estate, Buy and Hold. Give me some likes if you like these groups, guys. All right, you got to become a member of all these groups, please. Some groups are going to ask you for certain questions. Just answer them. They're generic questions. They're not going to deny you. Most of them won't. I could tell you, once you start posting in them, they may red flag you for posting something that they didn't want you to post. Some groups are very, touchy-feely. Some of them don't really give a shit. So you'll notice that some groups are pretty open to it. You can post whatever. But the important thing is you need to be out there. You need to be in the market, and this is very important. You got some major ones like Roughneck to real estate, and Corey, he's big. You got Wholesale, Inc. You got Wholesale Houses over here. This is a major one here. Of course, we got Hilco Homes Deep Dive. We recommend Hilco Homes Deep Dive. So look for that one. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I mean, the list goes on and on, guys. All right. There's the Deep Dive. So please join our page, Deep Dive Wholesale. We've got a lot of buyers and investors on there looking for deals. Also, become a member. We're close to 5,000 already at our Deep Dive Wholesale by Hilco Homes. Who's on here? Daisy, Beto, Nicholas. We got Victor Alves from Shape Up Homes. Hello, Victor. Congratulations on your closing. Victor is one of my good friends, and he's killing it out there in San Antonio. Him and his family and his wife and his partners. So they do really, really nice work. So anyone who's not familiar with Victor Aviles and Shape Up Homes. Shape Up Homes. You should definitely follow them, and you can learn a few things from their projects. Okay, so where was I? I was gonna go ahead and now post in one of the groups. So what I'm gonna go ahead and I start off at Flip San Antonio. If you guys have any questions, let me know. All right, it's 7:20, halfway through. Flip San Antonio. Okay, this one is one of my favorites that I like to use. Okay, and this is where you join. This is where you want to look for friends. By the way, it's in my other video. But remember, when you join a group, you want to go to where it says members, and then you want to click on members. And then when you click on members, it'll give you an area where you could friend them in San Antonio. And that's what I did to get my 5,000 friends. I started locally, then I went statewide, and then I went national. And it shouldn't take too long. So here is where I'm going to post. My posting here. Let me just close this up. I got 19 items for sale. I'll probably have to go through them and filter and just close off whatever sold or what didn't sell. What are you selling? Okay, you see this arrow here, guys? Okay, you're gonna go ahead and click. You see my little cursor? You want to click on what are you selling? So there is where I go ahead and I'll put off market, and you could put some emojis in there, dress it up a little bit, but don't dress it up too much, guys, with those emojis. It looks very unprofessional. Off market, SFD. SFD means single family dwelling. This is a legal term, okay, guys? Then I'll put the number of bedrooms, and then I'll put bathrooms, okay? You don't need to spell it out. Just put 2 beds / 1 bath. Okay, is that an exclamation point or is that a 1? Okay, 1 bath. Okay. Don't put BR, don't put BTH, because sometimes people don't realize what the hell BR means, believe it or not. So, and then I'm gonna put the neighborhood, and I'm just gonna write West Side. All right, West Side. Okay. The price. Hey, some wholesalers, I don't get it. They put $1. I know there's certain sites where you can't really put because it's a rental site, I think. It's just weird. Whenever I see $1, I just kind of laugh. But you want to put the price, guys. So the price for this is $44,900. That is what I am going to contract it for. I contracted it for less with the seller, correct? All right. And I'll tell you what I contracted for the seller, because we're very transparent here. Matter of fact, if you look at our emails, that if you're on our email list, you'll see, it'll show you. We contracted it with the seller. For this one, I contracted it with the seller for $27,500. I am selling it for $44,900. That's my asking price, and I'm getting a lot of response for this property. So keep that in mind. I mean, there's nothing. If you don't feel comfortable with that, that's your prerogative. Me, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and promote it at what we get, because that's the Hilco way, and that's what Marco Romero, big outs to Marco, wants to do. And so let me pull up, because I forgot I'm bad with zip codes. So 78237. All right, 78237 is the zip code. 78237. Any questions so far? No. All right. Well, if I'm boring you, please give me some hearts if I'm boring you. I hope I'm not boring you guys. I hope I'm teaching you something here. All right. So you put in the zip code, right? That's important. All right. Then I already posted something. I'm just going to cut and paste it, right? Like I did before. Boom. Okay. You see this? How I designed this? The first thing you want to put here is, again, you want to reiterate. Always reiterate, because people here are a little slow because of the heat. Single family dwelling. It's 110 degrees out here in San Antonio, and your brain starts to slow down after a while. Thank you, Jose. So we'll always reiterate, always repeat, because it's important. So here I have single family dwelling. It's not a multifamily. It's not a condo. It's not a commercial. It's not a vacant lot for sale. It's a single family home. All right, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Sometimes what I usually do is separate the bedrooms and bathrooms. And over here, like when I'm spelling it out, I like to when I'm doing the body of the work, I have enough space where I can actually add in the rest of this word. 2 bedrooms, and then the separate line, 2 baths. That's just the way I roll. West Side, 49,000. That I could take that out. Okay. All right, so here it is, single family. I already had it here. My bad. All right, so approximately 700 square feet. Now, the property of this here is 690 square feet, 695. But aesthetic-wise, marketing-wise, that doesn't look too good, right? So what am I gonna say? I'm gonna say approximately 700. That way, it gets your eye. It'll attract your eye. If I would write 694, you may just want to be like, oh, that's too small. But I'd rather just put approximately 700 square feet and take it from there. That's just the marketer in me. Steven has this question. Steven states, has your seller ever seen your ad and the price in question you? Do you put it on the marketplace? Well, that's a very good question. And you got to be careful with that. It all depends on the seller you're working with. And that's a normal reaction, Steven, to have. First of all, I don't promote my Facebook to the sellers I'm with. Number one. Number two, most of my sellers are not very technical savvy. So they're not on Facebook, and they're definitely not on my page, because I would see that, and I would if I'm going to friend them or not. I'm always looking out for that. But that's a really good question. Again, third, listen, we have the right to contract this to an end buyer. All right, just be careful of the way when you approached them, when you contracted them. I always like to tell the sellers, listen, it's a nice project. I think I may take it on, but there are other options that I have. I work with a lot of investment partners. I have a finance partner for the financing of it, right? The capital partner. I have a business investors. So I'm not sure if I want to keep this or not. Just be careful how you word it. But once you're in contract, hey, you're in contract. That's a binding contract, okay? And in Texas, you have the right to contract it to another end buyer if that's what you wish. This is just part of your exit strategies, and that's what I tell the sellers. I have many exit strategies, and this is just one, if that ever happened. Now, I haven't had that happen to me yet, but I'm sure it may happen in the future, and that's how I'll address it. If they have a problem, well, then you have to talk to my lawyer. All right. I hope that answered your question, Steve. All right. The year built 1965 is important. You need to put the year it was built. Where do you find the year it was built, everybody? I can't hear you. The tax record. Here is Bexar County tax record. Very good. The lot. This is a little bit larger lot than typical lot. So I wrote the lot in, and it's a corner lot. So I put the corner large lot, and I put 11,000 square feet. Okay, and I put the dimensions of the property. Okay, in terms of the lot's dimensions. Here is 84 by 130. Hello, Esther. Thank you for coming in, Esther. We're going over how to market a wholesale contract to an end buyer. And then I put the taxes of the year. I rounded it off to the nearest 100. Keep it clean. And you always want to put the year of the taxes, not the quarterly or the half quarterly, the year, okay? Not the monthly, the year. The yearly taxes, okay? The yearly insurance, the yearly expenses, and things of that nature. It's vacant. That's very important. Why is that important? Because there are a lot of deals out here that are tenant occupied and they have a lease, or they may not have a lease. A lot of investors don't want to deal with headaches of dealing with tenants. One of them is Michael. I think Michael just gave me a like. Michael from HBHS. I sent them a deal the other day, and they had a tenant in there. He was like, I ain't dealing with no tenants. I want it vacant. So there you go. All right. Full rehab needed. Okay. Hey, listen, if you look at the photographs, you're going to see it's a full rehab that's needed on this property. If it's something that's light, you may want to say cosmetic rehab needed. If it's a dilapidated, condemned building that's on the city records to be condemned and to be knocked down, you want to say that it's a tear down. Okay, so these are the terminologies we use in the business of real estate: tear down, cosmetic rehab, a full gut rehab. Okay, these are the type of words that we like to use here. Appraisal report available. We at Hilco Homes, we prepare appraisals for every property that we contract, and that costs us money, and therefore we ask for a fee for that as well, which is incorporated in our total fee. Buyers love to see the appraisal. It's a short appraisal, okay, guys. I forgot the name Marco gives it, but it's a it's done by a licensed appraiser, guys. Okay, and for this property, we have an appraisal done, but it's a short version, okay, of the appraisal, and it actually appraised for a lot more than I expected. But we're gonna go with a little bit shorter number because of the issue with the location. Give me a call when you have a chance, free moment. Got a lead for you. All right, Joshua Zapata. I got your text, man. I'll give you a call after I finish my show. We got a Robert watching. Hello, Robert. Tony, Jorge, Tony Flores, my man. Okay, who else we got? We got Jesse Alcala. Jesse, congratulations on your beautiful baby daughter. I heard you're a father again. Congratulations. We'll enjoy a cigar maybe next time I see you. Excellent. Esther, yes, yay. It's Motivational Monday, and I hope you guys are motivated to make some money. All right, now that's cool. The last thing is very, 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 very important, is you have to put an asterisk in the bottom and saying that the assignment, this is an assignment of contract. I write assignment of contract because I do this so many times. Don't go into, into details. Just say assignment of contract. That's it, AOC. And I don't mean Alexander Ocasio-Cortez. I mean assignment of contract. I'm drinking my iced coffee. I promise you there is no Baileys in there. All right, and then photographs, right? So you want to take your stock photographs. I have a few stock photographs here that I like to use here. Always go with the exterior first, right? And then go with the interior. Like I said, kitchen and bathrooms are key. And anything else you think that might sell the property, okay? Whether it's a large lot or, there's an updated air conditioning unit, HVAC, whatever it is, put that in the pictures. I don't like to put 25 pictures here, okay? I don't like, it's just, for me, it's just not my thing. I have a file for photo with 25, 30 pictures of every subject property. Matter of fact, my average is about 40, 50 pictures for every property that I contract. I have them all on a Google Drive. Now, that's another very important topic. When you take pictures, you need to take them from your phone, right? Make sure they're not on live, because that's going to mess everything up. Let me show you here on my phone. You see that yellow button that says live if you have an iPhone? Okay, you never want that on. You don't want to use live pictures. I'm going to unclick that. You see where it says live off? Okay. It's the second one. Okay. You want to keep that off, because if you do that, if you have it as a live photograph, what happens is it goes into a different format called HMIC, and then when you put it in your Google Drive, remember you got to have a Google email and a Google Drive in this business, okay? And if it's in the wrong format, you're gonna have problems. So always use JPG format, which is it's automatically on your phone, except if you hit live, your format changes. So don't have it on live. Please take it off live. All right, so you got the pictures now, right? Thank you for the likes there, guys. Now what you're gonna do, okay, remember we're on Flip San Antonio group, all right? And it's gonna go, remember up here it says start discussion. You don't want to use discussion. You don't need a live video. You don't need more. All you got to do is hit sell something. I am trying to sell this goddamn contract. I'm gonna hit next. Okay, once you hit next, you're gonna get like a blank screen, but it's not a blank screen that's grayed out. You need to use the cursor here on the right. You see my cursor over here on the right, and you're gonna have to go up, and there it is. Boom. Don't blame me, blame Facebook, or you could call it fake book, whatever you want to call Facebook nowadays. Everybody with me so far? Can I get some likes? Can I get some hearts from everybody, ladies, anybody? All right. So this says select the audience. Okay, audience is very important. It's already on Flip San Antonio. You see, it's already grayed out. You're gonna hit marketplace, and yes, marketplace is very, very important. You're gonna get a lot of tire kickers on marketplace. Every time I post something there, If it's really cheap, I get a lot of Hispanics that don't speak English for some reason. They got they got that translate button there, which you can use to translate. But for some reason, there's a lot of Hispanics on there that ask questions, and that's fine, whatever. But you're gonna get a lot of tire kickers on there. I've noticed that. But you may get an end buyer there, right? And that's where I found my 2 buyers. I found them on Marketplace when I was before Hilco. So I'm going to go ahead and click on San Antonio, Texas. I'm going to click on 201 buy, sell, trade. Remember, they don't always have to be real estate related. I'm going to click on San Antonio off-market properties, retail and wholesale. Oops. I'm going to click on best wholesaler in San Antonio and homeowner seller. I'm going to click on Texas real estate deals. I'm going to click on real estate wholesale hub. I'm going to click on real estate investor. I'm going to click on San Antonio real estate. I'm going to click on wholesaling houses daily. That's a big one. I think they're national. Texas investor. You follow me? I got one in shirts in Cibolo. San Antonio Greg's List. All right, can I get some likes? Investor in San Antonio. Houston. There are a lot of Houston buyers looking to buy in San Antonio because the market in Dallas and Houston and Austin is getting out of control. So they're coming down here. All right, we're not a one-horse town anymore. Alabama, I'm going to skip Alabama. I'm going to go to FISBO, San Antonio sales, San Antonio yard sale. You see, they're not all just real estate related. The yard sale, the garage sales are very, very important, guys. Buy and hold real estate investors. I'll do that one. Atlanta, no thank you. Canyon Lake, nah, I'm okay. Wholesale real estate deals, I don't know what there is. I'm gonna click that one. I could pick and choose which ones I want. Try to look for ones that are related to your investor that likes to do owner financing and seller financing, whatever term you want to use. Those guys that buy and then renovate and then just hold on to it and sell it like a wraparound, maybe like a sub-2 type of end buyer investors. They're out there. Thank you, Jack. Let's go with. You see how you do in one post, guys. One freaking post, but you can share it to all these groups. It's a beautiful thing. It's amazing. So San Antonio garage sale, I like that. Anything sales San Antonio, I like that too. Taramu and Don and Perry and Anthony Gomez. Hey, Anthony, thank you for tuning in. San Antonio buy, trade, and sell. I like that. Okay, Investor Army. I love my Investor Army guy. He's really cool. Big ups to him. I forgot his name. Don't kill me. Texas real estate. I like that. All right, and that's it. This must be at least 50, 60 groups right here. And once you're done clicking the ones you want, you're gonna just hit post. All right. What I did forget to do is, so I'm gonna go back because I forgot to write private message me, because some of them are gonna like ask you questions on the thread on the post. Wait, dude, private message me for the information. So you always want to write that in. So, well, you didn't tell me to private message you. Private message me on Messenger. Sometimes you got to write things out. I don't suggest you leave your phone number or your email. Don't do that. If you have a phone number, I would assume you have a Google number. You don't want to give out your real numbers, right, guys? All right, especially you ladies out there, right? All right. So I went to change it, and then I hit next, and look what it says. It says post to Marketplace and 31 other groups. So all the checks that I did, it saved it. It's right there. I'm sending this to 32 different groups in addition to my groups that I have administrator over. So that's like almost 40 groups that I'm sending this to. Esther, I'm going to answer your question in a minute. So I'm going to hit post. Ready? It's 8 p.m. People are finishing their dinner, and there's no good time or bad time to do this, guys. Do it whenever you have a chance, but just do it if you want to sell your contract. If you don't want to sell your contract, don't do anything. Okay, hit post. Boom. Hit it once. Don't hit it. Don't keep hitting it. Just hit it once, and there you go. There it is. Off-market single-family dwelling, 2 beds, 1 bath, West Side, 44,900. I like the 900 thing. You see how that looks? I use capital letters, okay? I'm not writing sentences in paragraphs, so I'm not yelling, okay? This is a post. I use bullet points. I don't like using essays. bullet points, easy to read, in and out. Investors don't got time to play. These guys are busy people. Okay, so give them the details. You could put the links for the photographs and the appraisal and the video. That's great too. I do that sometimes as well. It just depends on how much time I have. But here is the ad with the photographs. Okay, and once it's sold, you can mark it as sold. Okay, and you have another lady here, April Boyer. She has off market another $50,000, kind of like mine actually. But you see how she doesn't mention anything about square footage. Now compare hers, and I'm not trying to badger her or anything like that. I'm just out here comparing here. Let's compare hers. She's got 4 pictures, fine, but she doesn't have any description of the property. I've got, okay, look at that. Nice. Looks like it's better shape than mine. But if you look at the literature here, there's really nothing that describes the property. She got Seth interested. Seth, what's up? Big ups to Seth from Somos Real Estate. Compare hers. All right. If interested, please provide email address to send further details. All right. Well, so I'll save the trouble of me sending you an email. Here's all the information. Compare that to mine. Okay. What more information do you need except for an appointment to walk it? You tell me. All right, I'm going to answer Esther's question. I've seen people take details in the details page, such as the house number and the square footage, try to contact the seller. Should I maybe not put that so much detail in the initial post? Well, that's a very good question, Esther. And you're right. I don't recommend you putting the address of the property. Do not put the seller's phone number. Do not put your phone number. I don't put my email. I don't do any of those things. Private message me through Messenger. Hopefully you know how to use the Messenger app. You'd be surprised out there. But yes, thank you, Esther. Now listen, this is a small world of business. Okay? And you're going to have wholesalers take your information and daisy chain it on their own platforms and their emails. We see it every day here. Do I get offended? No. Should have they asked for permission to do that? Yes. Would I give them permission if they would have had the courtesy of calling me and telling me? Maybe. So keep that in mind. I mean, everyone's trying to eat here. I get it, but there's certain formats and there's certain procedural things that you should work with your fellow workers, your fellow comrades. That's a communist term, comrades, but you know what I'm saying. I really haven't had a problem. I mean, I keep it pretty straight out here. Everyone knows me, my reputation, the reputation of Mahilko Holmes and Marco Romero and Hillary Romero and my fellow APs out here in my office. We have a pretty good reputation, so I never really have a problem with that with other wholesalers. So I hope that answers your question. Let me go on to the next one. Steve has a question. Sometimes it tells me that I can't post to that many places. You ever get that? I get that all the time, Steven. But I get that mostly when I'm trying to share on my posts on my personal page or my company page, and you start sharing. When you do that, you can only share one at a time. You can't do what I just did here, whereas you just click and click and click and boom. That I never got red flagged on. Like what I just did now, I never got red flagged on. When I take a post that I have on my page and start sharing it, that's when I get into problems. So, it's Facebook. Facebook they got algorithms and they fuck around a lot. And excuse my language, I don't know if you speak French, but I do speak French. Parlez-vous français? Comme ci, comme ça. Je m'appelle Hernando Arce. And so, Esther, so keep that in mind, Stephen. Esther, wait, can you scroll back to yours? Yeah, here it is. Esther, what do you like to see about it? Tell me, what's catching your eyes? Do you want to buy it? John is watching. Yes, mine is quick and easy. Absolutely. Esther, okay. Joshua Martinez and Janine Perez is watching. All right, so that is pretty much how you market a property using Facebook and the platform here. Expect to get messages back within 30 seconds. Okay. answer them, no matter how stupid they may be, the questions, because you do get some funny requests and questions. All right, you never know if you're talking to your end buyer, so be polite, be respectful, answer the person's question, and move on. Now, if I get a person that says I want to see it, I'm like, whoa, hold the horses here now, Mr. and Mrs. Facebook member, friend. First of all, are you the end buyer? Are you an agent? Are you a wholesaler? Okay, very important questions here. You know, you got to do your probing, just like you probe the seller on the contract of this property. You got to probe who is responding to you. Oh, okay. Let's say it's an agent. Okay, Mr. Agent, thank you for thank you for replying to me. How can I help you? What would you like to know? Well, I have a buyer for it. Okay. Well, this is an all cash or hard money lender transaction only, and I forgot to put that in the ad. Okay, so there you go. I'm always learning. I forgot. For some reason, I always forget to put that shit. So on your ad, you always want to write cash or HML. Some people don't know what HML is, believe it or not. So you may want to spell that out. So that's the first thing I always tell them. This is not a financing deal, because a lot of agents have investors that use financing. HML is not considered financing, technically. HML, hard money lender, is considered cash. Okay, yes, it's a fine line. Please don't get too technical with me on that matter. And if they say, well, they have a buyer, yes, they have cash or they're using the HML. Okay, have you worked with this buyer before? You may want to do a little probing. Okay, now, Mrs. Agent, how are you getting paid? You got to clarify that real fast, because I'm selling this at $44,900. An agent texts me and wants to sell it. Well, that's awesome. Yes, let's do it. But you got to get paid by the buyer. Or if that's not the situation, you better let me know now, because your fee is not included in here in my number. The 6% fee or the 3% fee that agent wants is not included in this number. Okay, that's an agent, right? All cash, HML only, agent, please. If it's another wholesaler, okay, if it's another wholesaler and you got a hot property and you just got the contract last night and you're putting this on Facebook because you want to get as much leverage out there as possible, as quickly as possible, you do not have to wholesale that with that other wholesaler. I mean, I get it all the time. I tell the wholesaler, thank you for responding, but right now this is exclusively with Hook on Homes right now. Let me touch base with you. Text me back in 7 days or whatever the case may be. Okay, so just because you have a contract, right, with a seller and it's a hot property and you want to try to maximize your fee, and a wholesaler approaches you through email or phone call, I saw your post, I have a buyer. Okay, well, right now this is exclusively a Hook of Homes, unless you want to put your fee on top. Okay, if he wants to put his fee on top, the deal may not work for the end buyer. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, because it's a tight deal. All right, so you know, I go with my gut feeling, guys. If I have a deal and I know I can sell it, I don't really need the help of a wholesaler. And guess what? His buyer is going to be my buyer. He has no exclusivity with that buyer. If that buyer is watching Facebook and is on his game and is social media savvy, he's going to see my posting. He's going to call me directly. There is no real exclusivity with buyers unless you have something in writing that I don't know about. All right. So I hope that answers your question. So that's if a wholesaler texts you, if an agent texts you, if an investor texts you. Now you're gonna get some wannabe investors out there, okay? And if this sounds like this guy doesn't sound too kosher, I want to see a POF up front. I want to see a proof of funds. You say you got the cash, all right, show it to me. Send me your bank statement. Cross out your social security number or your account number. I don't care. I want to see POF. If I don't know who this guy is, this end buyer is. And then I want to ask him, you know, are you ready, willing, and able to close next week once title is clean or cleared? Who's buying it? Are you buying under your name? Are you buying under an LLC? If you're buying under an LLC, I need to see your documents, right? That you're in good standing with the state, that you have all your paperwork, your membership, not member, manager, member, LLC docs. There's certain documents the title is going to need for a LLC or a corporation. Does he have those in order, ready to go? You don't want that to be delayed. There's a ton of things you're going to ask a buyer. You know, you don't have to get personal about, well, what's going to be your exit strategy? Are you going to cash flow it? Are you going to fix and flip? They don't want to tell you that. You don't need to know that, right? So don't ask him that. But if it's an end buyer and I don't know who he is, because guess what? I'm gonna Facebook his name because he's on Facebook. I'm gonna see his postings. I'm gonna see if he's a player or not. And you could do that just by going through their posts. I'm gonna Google his phone number. I'm gonna Google his name. I'm gonna see, well, okay, who is this guy? Who is this lady? Because that's part of my vetting process. Does that make sense, guys? Brian is watching. Esther sharing this. It was great. Okay, thank you, Esther. I appreciate you sharing that with me. And maybe we could do a deal together, Esther. What do you think? Great information. Awesome. Thank you, Nicholas. So those are the 3 possible responses, replies you're going to get. It's either going to be an agent, a wholesaler, or an end buyer. Or, unfortunately, if you're a lady out there, and you're decent looking, you're going to get a lot of guys trying to hit on you. That's what I heard. So I'll try to avoid those guys, right? I mean, this is the world we live in today, right? That you can weed out very quickly. Just block them. Block them. Okay. Very good. So that is posting on social media 101. Okay? And there's a lot of properties here on this page here, Flip San Antonio. A lot of them are rehabbed. Some of them are not. Here's another one. Lowest price investment property. Got the flames going on. That's cute. Okay. This one is more of a, you see the way this one is written up? It's written up like in a paragraph format. I don't like it. And for me, it doesn't turn me on. The house is in good shape overall. Well, what does that mean? The seller takes very good care of the house and loves it. But is moving in with her daughter. Okay. BCAT shows a 2-1, but we're definitely a 3-1. Okay, interesting. She must be using the BCAT from MLS, because BCAT that I use doesn't have bedrooms and bathrooms. But there is another source, I think a little CSR on MLS that can tell it has actually a number of bedrooms and baths, which I use when I'm on MLS. There's some minimal pier and beam foundation work needed to flip. Nothing major. Needs cosmetic and roof. Very small house, makes it for a not so big rehab. Our comps that sold at 115 do not have central air. There you go. I mentioned that earlier. They both had windows units, so no AC, but can add more value. Showing set for tomorrow. Plenty of pics. Okay, so she has about 9 photographs, $70,000. Fine. Another thing that you may want to do, which I didn't do here, is put the ARV, put the rehab budget, and put your asking price. See, I didn't do that here. And you know what? You can always go back and change it. So let me go back and change it here. Edit it. Any other questions, guys? All right. So we're going to go with single family dwelling. I'm going to write A. And once you make these changes here, it goes to the other website, all the other groups that you did. ARV is, for this one, is 110. Especially if you're going to own financing. Definitely get 110. What do you think? Rehab, I had at $30K. Not because it's 700 square feet. And the price, again, is $44,900. You can also put rentals if that's what you like. So the rentals in the area, rentals is $950 to $1,000 a month. Okay, very easy. And then you go down to the bottom and hit save, and this will automatically populate to the other groups. Bobby's watching. Antoine Brown is watching. Esther, you're so right. Show me the numbers. I don't need the whole story. Show me the numbers. And I just put the numbers here. So my apologies. I was doing this live on Facebook. I wasn't thinking, because I have to entertain you at the same time. And so there we go. I made the changes. I'm very happy with the way it looks. And that would be that would pretty much satisfy me if I'm gonna be out there marketing this here. So how about a little more freestyle before we end the show? I like that song.
Yeah!
Okay. Show me. 7:56. We went on for 1 hour.
Come on. Julio Miller. Got you. Yeah.
Alright, before I leave, guys,
What?
I need to promote my YouTube channel.
Come on.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
You already know.
Yeah.
You say that you love comes once in a lifetime. Well, I know that it's here with you. Ever since day one, there were no questions inside of my mind. I knew that I belonged with you. Plus, I thought that you were fine. Girl, I had to make you mine. When I look into your eyes, I get lost inside your stare. You're so beautiful. Girl, anything you want, let me know. And I got you, baby. I'm so intoxicated by your love. I just can't get enough. You're the one that has the key to unlock my heart. Started as friends and then we became lovers. Let me tell you, no one can compare. And when we make love through the night, nobody else can do the things that you do, baby. And every day you look so good. You always got me in the mood to do nasty things to you.
Hold on, Julio. Hold on, rewind it. They're not ready for this. They're not ready for this, Julio. They're not ready for this. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Julio Miller. Check this out, right? Let me know anything you want's on me. Baby girl, you my queen. I got you. Lay it on the line for you. Baby girl, I ride for you. I die for you. I would never lie to you. I lay a sucker down for you. Cause you're my boo. Everything I sing is true. I'm keeping it 100 with you, baby.
You already know. Yeah. Yeah. You say that you love comes once in a lifetime. Well, I know that it's here with you. Ever since day one, there were no questions inside of my mind. I knew that I belonged with you. Plus, I thought that you were fine. Girl, I had to make you mine. When I look into your eyes, I get lost inside your stare. You're so beautiful. Girl, anything you want, let me know. And I got you, baby. I'm so intoxicated by your love. I just can't get enough. You're the one that has the key to unlock my heart.
Time out. What's up, Ari? So, I wanted to show you my phone. I got 2 replies already on my posting that I just posted, guys. So you can see that on Marketplace. See that? 2 replies already. So you can see them right here on the screen. How much are you asking for the down payment? Can you see that? I'm gonna go ahead and respond live. You're gonna get a lot of these guys, so I'm glad I'm doing this right now over the live Facebook page. Mike asks me, how much are you asking for a down payment? So I'm gonna reply, this is a cash deal or hard money lender only. That's all. Next one. I got 2 requests. I got 2 calls. Next one is another private message from Valerie. Is this available? Now, if you look at Marketplace, they're going to give you these automatic options. She didn't type this. She hit a button that says, is this available? Ask me. So I'm going to just reply yes. That's all. This guy said thank you. Well, he's out of the equation. She's going to probably say, okay, well, how much is the down payment? You're going to have people say, is it for rent? No, it's not for rent. Thank you. Okay. All right. So let's see. Where am I? Here. On my Facebook here. All right. So we're done for tonight. It's 8:01. I'm going to close the office. I hope I answered all your questions out here. Ari, thank you for coming in. You can catch it on the rebound. Yeah, you came a little late, my friend. Let's see here. We got another response. Oh, no, he said thank you. Okay. So far I've gotten 2 responses in less than 5 minutes of me posting this ad. And I wish you luck if you have a contract out there. Remember, here at Hilco Homes, we are hiring. We have a few empty desks here. We're looking for full-time acquisitions partners. If you have a deal that needs to be reviewed, I'd be happy to review your transaction to see if you have something that's sellable. We have buyers that are looking to purchase here anywhere in the city of San Antonio, Texas, and national, because we are a national company as well. We're doing deals all over the 50 states. So with that said, I'm going to end the show. And remember, everybody, it's not what you deserve, but what you negotiate. Have a good evening.